Welcome to Soccer As We Like It, the Man United Direction, the channel for United fans. And today we are talking about where do United go now? We have two managers who are in the forefront for running for the manager's position in United now. We have Pochettino, who used to be manager of Spurs, now PSG, and we have Ten Hag, current manager of Ajax. Which manager will fit United's narrative and which manager will make United a better team going forward? Today we are joined with Adam from Australia. Adam, welcome to the show, buddy.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Not too bad, mate. Vimal, representing UK. Vimal, welcome to the show.
Top of the morning, people.
So, as we all know, those people are kind of the most two guys on the forefront, the short list of United now. Pochettino, Premiership proven, nearly won the league title, but failed, gone to PSG. We have Ten Hag, who has the beautiful Dutch football narrative. Which manager will get United back? Whose style of football will benefit United? Adam, where are you with the two managers in question now?
I've just had my daughter call.
She all right?
She's been refereeing. She should know I'm on a pod. Look, it's a tough one, Like now we're hearing that Eric's had an interview with United on Monday and things like that. So yeah, I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know where I'm at, but for the sake of the pod, I want to be involved to learn more about both of them. So they're both 12 points clear in their respective league. We know United's attempted to get Poch a couple of times, and whether when he was on the up, but whether now's the right time for him, who knows? Ten Hag seems to be that tough guy manager, from reading and looking at the way things are going. So he's on the forefront of it all. So I don't know if you read the papers and that, and it's his to lose at the moment. So then you've heard Luis Enrique could be involved here, and it's a bit all up. I think most fans are going the way of Eric Ten Hag, but who knows?
Right, Vimal, where do you stand from hearing both managers, seeing what respective managers have done in the clubs they currently are and what they've done previously? Which would be a better suit for United?
I'm not trying to be biased, but I think my background tells you who I prefer.
Okay, excuse me.
Yeah. So
why are you going with Ten Hag?
Ten Hag, he's been likened, and I saw a little excerpt on him this morning saying that he's been likened to be a combination of Ferguson, Klopp, and Guardiola. And I don't know how they've come to that claim, but they say he adopts.
That's a big combination.
That's a big claim and a big compliment.
Greatness and good and very good managers.
Yeah, and the reason I like Ten Hag is that he gets success. I know the league isn't tough as Premier League, but he achieves success with a relatively young team, and he takes players that have not been wanted at their clubs. For example, Sebastian Haller at West Ham, the guy couldn't get any minutes. Ten Hag took him along, worked on him. It's man-to-man individual coaching, which is what Fergie used to do with a lot of the players. He gets into their head, he gets into their psyche, and he makes them believe in themselves and makes them a better player. And I think for us, what we've missed in the past 10 years is a coach who can develop and improve players, not just buy them in. Take young players, take unproven players, take players that he spots a talent in, and Rangnick spots a talent in. Rangnick is supposed to be one of the best out there in terms of spotting talent. He spotted Haaland and lots of other great players before the world knew about them. I think that combination could be something likened to Fergie and what was the CEO? I forgot his name.
Van der Sar?
No. The partnership.
David Gill?
I think the Ten Hag and Rangnick partnership could be likened to that. It seems to fit.
But people can say when United employed Louis van Gaal, who was another great Dutch coach, He was very
Right.
good in improving young players, but he didn't do well at United.
No, I think with Louis van Gaal, he's a very egotistical man, pretty much like Jose. You know, he thinks his reputation precedes him, and he's, you know, great. He's just
Because you
great
know,
as brought to the
he
club.
introduced Rashford into the team when we were injured. We had
Yeah,
no
he
players,
did.
and
He did, but he also got rid of a lot of our experienced players, which
yes,
really stabilized that team.
yes, true.
And
Nani,
you know,
the Raphael brothers,
yes, didn't he sell
Van Persie.
Vidic or Ferdinand, Van Persie?
Yes,
So many didn't ever leave as well under his watch. I
yes.
can't remember, but a lot
He
of
sold
people.
most of the leaders of that
Yeah, the
club
leaders.
the season that had just won 2 seasons earlier.
Yeah. So if you get rid of all that leadership, you know how to win games, you know how to motivate players. What have you got left in the dressing room? I mean, you know,
So
I
you're
think he's
going.
with
So
yeah.
you think Ten Hag would be a better fit United because of his skill set of developing young players?
I think what he's done at Ajax is pretty amazing, and apparently he also worked alongside Guardiola at Bayern Munich. So
Oh,
he
yeah.
knows exactly how Guardiola operates.
Right.
Then you've got Ragnick, who also knows how Klopp operates. So if you want to have an insight into these managers, this partnership can do it.
Right. Do United have the patience to wait to develop players? Because we have tried the start, we've tried the buy ready-made, we bought the combination, and we're still not really gone far. So if Ten Hag is developing young players, so he's going to promote a lot from the academy. Do United have the time for that project? It's now going to be another project. Adam, what do you think?
I've always said, you know, the biggest issue we're going to have is our fans. Yeah, I'm always willing to give a manager a chance, even though I didn't really want Mourinho to have a chance. But it's going to have to look if it happens the way Vim says. He's got to have a chance. He's got to have a chance to develop these players. He's got to have a chance to bring players in. You know, everyone's talking about we're probably 3 to 5 years away from winning the Premier League again. So he's got to be able to be given a chance. And I always like to give the manager a chance, but whether it's going to happen with the modern age supporters, I can't see it. And especially with Paper Talk. Paper Talk's the one that brings it all to house, you know.
Right.
So, you know, as soon as he could have one bad season, next minute, well, he could lose 4 games in a row, and the papers are going to start hammering him. So, but definitely, I want to see him. I want to see someone get a chance. I want to see him 3 years in, you know, and see what he can do.
Okay, people will say, all right, Van Gaal had 2 years, Mourinho had 2.5, Ole had 3. Okay, so why should they give Ten Hag 3 years?
There's talk of giving him 5 years.
Yeah, well, I was going to say that, but yeah.
But that the things that, like Adams pointed out, the fans and the papers, they kind of drive a witch hunt sometimes when things are not going according to plan.
Yeah, but it's a scary situation for Manchester United at the moment, isn't it? Really, it's
really.
It's uncharted ground for the new supporters, and it's you don't know when we come on these pods. We've got all these things in our head, and then you get thrown a question like that. I'm nervous for it. I'm nervous for him as well. I'm nervous for anyone that comes in, to be honest with you, because like I've said before, I just think most supporters or the club's in a real stranglehold, and you know, whether he comes in and he's not the yes man that they talk about, you know, is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? I don't know. It's because we've still got problems with the board. So
100%.
And that's where it all starts, isn't it? Everyone's got to be on the same page.
The thing is, it's Darren Fletcher and John Murtough that are leading this recruitment drive. So they're the ones interviewing all the managers. So it's different to the Woodward setup that we've had.
Which isn't a
And
bad thing. Which is good that
yeah,
it's Darren Fletcher and John Murtaugh.
right.
I mean,
And they did find Ragnick. I know Ragnick is not the the savior of our club, but he has repaired a little bit of that damage that has been left behind, and he's still doing it, and he's got great insight. So I think there is an improvement with Murtaugh and Fletcher compared to the old squad.
so if we look at recent achievements from both managers, we can see that Ten Hag has won two league titles in Ajax. He's won 2 Dutch titles, which is the equivalent of the FA Cup, and a semi-finals Champions League place in 2019. As for Poch, he's jumped from Southampton, where he developed players like Luke Shaw, Mane, Sadio Mane, who's now at Liverpool. Then he went to Spurs, close to winning the title, lost out to Leicester, got fired, went to PSG. With players like Messi, Neymar, Di Maria, people expected him to do better. And he's kind of in a league, he's run with the league title, but Champions League, he struggled.
I think people forget that he got to the Champions League final with Tottenham as well.
You know what? I forgot.
But he was very underwhelming in that final.
Yeah.
His team was
That's
very
right.
underwhelming. It was the most dullest final I've ever seen.
If he had started, instead of, he shouldn't have started Harry Kane that game. Should have brought Harry Kane as a super sub in the last 25 minutes when they were on top of Spurs.
I don't think he mentally prepared his team either.
No.
Did you see that?
They considered the penalty in 5 minutes of the game. And that just knocks you out.
It was one-way traffic the way, wasn't it?
Yeah. Spurs really played. They just could not find a way through Liverpool because Liverpool were on the ropes for half of the game and they just could not finish them off. So it was, there was Luka Moura was the hero in the previous round. He got hat-trick.
Yeah.
He should have started Luka Moura, but he brought Luka Moura as a 15-minute sub, which is.
Didn't Bell also play in that squad? Wasn't Bell there as well?
No, it was after he left. It's after he left. Yeah.
My biggest concern with this situation between Poch and Eric is we keep reading articles on that the board's divided between the two. Now, if they're divided between the two, is it the right direction to go for either one?
Well,
then okay.
Who's going to give way
on both? If they're divided on both, so you're saying, say 4 people want Ten Hag, 4 people want Poch. Then what happens then? Is there one person who can make that final decision? But I think looking at Poch because of his Premiership record, that's the only reason I'm seeing. Because honestly, I think Ten Hag is a better fit.
I think the directors will basically go ahead with the approval of which manager they want, and they just go to the Glazers and say, "Look, this is the guy we want." So I think it really is down to 2 directors to make that decision.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not sure what goes on behind doors.
He's been in Premier League before. Do you think that gives him an advantage because his Premiership proven, even though he wasn't exactly? I don't know. What do you guys think? You think that helps his case?
In my opinion, I think that we've tried that mid-table manager before, and they choke. And I mean, he was brilliant at Southampton. Yeah, but he was brilliant at Southampton, right? And you can see that his attacking style, his Argentinian way of playing football, very expansive football. It was very much liked, and it's suited the top style because that's attractive football.
We're losing it. So Adam, from what Vimal is trying to say, is the football Southampton played then. It's all right. It was developing young talent. No, we've got. So let's keep talking. Then he'll join back in. So he's managed Southampton. He's managed Spurs. The highest he got to Spurs was that Champions League final and losing out that championship title season with Leicester City. Other than that, it's not been great, but because he's been in the Premier League for like 6 years, does that give him a head start over a non-proven Premiership League manager?
I just think Poch is probably the sentimental choice for United at the moment as well. You know, like I said before, they tried to go after him a couple of times, but you know, look, if he can't get the best out of everyone's they're 12 points. They're 12 points clear in France. Okay, and the team that he's got is phenomenal. It's a super world class team. But we've all seen it. That's right. But we've all seen how hard it is to win the Champions League. You know, they've proved that. Like, you can go buy the best you can, and United's gone and bought a team of individuals as well. But it's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. And to win the Champions League, that's something else. Everyone's got to be gelled. Everyone's got to be on the same page. You know, Mbappe, apparently the latest thing is when Pogba joined up with Mbappe, they had the mic on Mbappe, and he was saying, Pogba's asked him, how's things in France? And he goes, I want out, you know, basically. So, you know, you can't go.
Who wants out? Mbappe wants out.
Mbappe wants out PSG. He wants to go to Real
Madrid. He wants to go to Real Madrid.
Right.
Yeah, he said he's not happy. Yeah, apparently they picked that up on the mics. But, I mean, that's paper talk again. So, you know, you don't know what to believe or read. But, you know.
So you're saying, you know, we've such an expensive squad: Di Maria, Messi, Neymar, Mbappe. Who else is there? Some other players there, and yet he's still struggling. He still struggled in a league. Then also, you got to also remember that Tuchel, who's Chelsea's current manager, got fired at PSG, taking PSG to the final against Bayern Munich. Then he got fired. But this guy didn't even get them to the quarterfinals with a better team than Tuchel. You see what I mean? I feel like you said, it feels like sentiments. And Man United are looking at emotionals, and you know, he's been in Premier League before. I think.
Look, it's not like the old days where managers can dictate players, and that, like when Fergie was around, that, you know, he was a father figure to most of the players.
Definitely.
And you know, either one of these managers, it's a different type of managerial role these days. 100%. You know, players are promoting themselves. You know, they're not looking for a father figure.
No, they're father figure, the agents.
You know, that's it. You know, so it's we've got to look at a manager who can manage these players
and
properly,
their egos.
And their egos. So that's the way you've got to look at this between Poch and Eric. You know, and Eric seems to have that kind of touch at Ajax. So, and I know we're judging Poch on what he's doing in France, but he did get to a couple of finals here, couldn't do much in the Premier League, couldn't do much there, as well as the Champions League. And I mean, we're here praising Eric, but he hasn't really. Okay, Ajax is a big club, but it's not even close to having the same budget as Manchester United.
No,
so
not at all. No, mostly homegrown young talent, very well-trained players, the beautiful Dutch football. Can that work in the Man United? Can United become the beautiful Dutch football team? Do we have the skills? Do we have the players to do it? It's another question.
I think there would be an overhaul of the squad. I don't think a lot of players would suit Ten Hag's philosophy, and I think Maguire is going to be a casualty of it.
I agree with you. I think so, Vim. I think so. I don't think a lot of United players will fit into it.
Current squad. Yeah, the current squad could not. There's no way they would fit into his regime. Not a chance.
See?
Not a chance. They're not skillful enough. They're not skillful enough.
Would they fit the Poch's regime?
No.
I think they would. I think a lot of players would because he'd be happy to. The way I see it, I think he'd be happy to accommodate just the players.
I think he would.
And that's the difference. And I don't want that.
And did you hear that some of the the team, the camp in the dressing room do want Poch for that very reason, because
for
of their job
reason,
security.
that reason alone is where the big, that's a sign of he shouldn't be the right guy, because I could see him pacifying some of these players who should not even be playing or who should not even be in that team anymore. Or
I
he's
think
gonna
Luke
be.
Shaw said it, didn't he? It's
Oh,
Luke Shaw said that
remember, he used to be
his
Luke Shaw at Southampton.
yeah. So basically, Luke Shaw is thinking about himself, about job security. That look, I'll get to stay at this club and earn this fat salary for doing little. Because I know this coach, Ten Hag is not going to accept his laziness. If you go missing and you vacate that left back area, you need to get back. Ten Hag's not going to put up with that crap.
So you see, Luke Shaw could say, "This guy developed me." So it kind of like a little favoritism. Can you see selling Luke Shaw? It might be a bit difficult.
He wouldn't sell him. That's the thing.
There you go.
And so then they would probably tolerate the likes of Maguire and other underperforming players. Yeah.
And Poch looks like he's someone who's not. He looks a bit scared at times. It doesn't command confidence to me. He looks like a guy who's he's friendly with the players. Like, we're just gonna hang out. It looks like an Ole, kind of too friendly, kind of. That's my opinion. And I think United don't need that now. At this moment, we just don't need that. This pally.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna work.
Yeah. And I don't mean to be unfair to Poch. I do like his style of football, but I think his level is Tottenham.
And
because he's gone to PSG and he's not doing well. He's choking there. He had a foot in the door for the next stage of the Champions League, a 2-goal aggregate lead, and they've thrown that.
But they also did that against. If you remember a few years ago when Rashford scored the penalty, we come back. So PSG's sort of got that in their nature, don't they?
But the coach.
No, that was
and they did it the year before that as well.
That was on the Tuchel. It was.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but the coach drives that team, and I think they've had some changes since Tuchel was there.
Yes.
But the fact is that a coach, if he can't imprint himself on the team, then he's not doing his job. And I know that PSG is a tough team to handle because you've got a lot of prima donnas there,
including Messi now. Think about it.
Yeah, including Messi now. But Messi's a professional, right? Just like Ronaldo, he's going there to work hard for the team and win trophies.
Right.
So a lot of these guys, I know Neymar's a problem. I know I heard he turns up to training drunk and stuff. But the coach has to imprint his style on the team, and if he can't do that, then he's not suitable for the job.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's what PSG are going to have to keep churning through coaches. And I really feel that.
But are they churning through coaches? Are they churning through coaches because they're not winning the Champions League? Because they're winning the league by 12 points. So
yeah, but they've got dominance over that league.
Champions League because they got close in the 2020. But they lost in the final to Bayern Munich 1-0. I remember that. They have Herrera. I forgot Herrera's there as well. Remember Herrera? Yeah. He was a good player. Well, he doesn't get regular football anymore.
I wish he never left Man United. I mean, he was asking £300,000 a week. We had no choice. But
he went through a poor period, though. Herrera went through a poor period, and then he did come back. Just before he left, he was back in form for a while.
Yeah.
And it sort of irritated. That did irritate because I was a bit against him because he was in a bad patch for a long while, and then he did come good again. But through this period with our players, a lot of players were playing out of position. So and it's still the same now. Like we're seeing the best of Fred at the moment because he is playing back in his normal role.
Yep.
So over the past few years, we've had players making up positions. We've had one Matter, for God's sakes, playing on the right wing.
Exactly. And that I was saying. It's just I think they're just trying to accommodate players sometimes, and like, you know what, since we can't put you in this, try and do your best on that wing, and it's just not going to work. I think you put the best in the best positions, that the specialized positions, and United always try to fit in and squeeze in and fit there, manage it, try and make it work. Kind of, it's just not right, and that's why the team's always imbalanced and all, But I think Ten Hag is more tactically aware of what a player should bring to the game than what Poch does. I think he's more intelligent than Poch. I'm not disrespecting intelligence, but football-wise, I think Ten Hag is a smarter manager than Poch.
Yeah. and he's adaptive. The other thing as well with his style of football is that he builds up play and he builds up the attack actually from the centre backs.
Right.
So he wants his centre backs to be able to play that ball out,
So you're looking at
drive
Maguire
forward.
having to learn how to move forward with the ball
Well,
more, right?
Maguire does
It's not
do
going
some
to
of
happen,
that.
Adam's
man.
laughing.
So Maguire does.
As soon as he said that he builds up from the back, I'm thinking we've been trying to build from the back for the last 3 years and we haven't succeeded once.
Oh God, that's funny. But okay, with Varane now, do you think that with Varane and Lindelof, that might work if he uses that combination?
I think Ten Hag is looking at another centre back to partner Varane.
Not even Lindelof good enough.
Are you guys getting me?
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well, we've just signed that young fella.
It's good enough.
Did you see we just signed the young fella, Toby Collier?
Yeah.
From Brighton.
CDM.
Yeah. So we've just signed him, but you know what? I'm a little disappointed, to be honest with you, them signing him, because James Gardner, he's playing well for Forest.
Is
He
Garner
played
a
well
CDM?
against Liverpool.
What's his role? What's his position? CDM.
He's a CDM.
Garner is a CDM.
Yeah.
And how old is James Garner?
I think 18.
I think he's 19 as well. 18. No, I think he's 19 as well. Yeah, because he was playing with Greenwood.
So the thing is, the same as what Guardiola does is that you have two good players per position that kind of drive each other on. So if these two are the future, I don't think it's a bad idea to have both, because you can't rely on one. You have two to motivate each other and say, look,
that's the problem.
we are going to fight for this position. Let's have two players in each spot. Yeah, you got Luke Shaw and Telles.
That's just like how City are.
Yeah,
so you have two players for each position.
Yeah, so I don't think it's.
Yeah, but at the moment you got McTominay there as well. So
McTominay, and I know not a lot of fans will like to hear this, but he's effectively probably going to be just a squad player. Unless he drastically
don't let Emad hear you say that, mate.
Don't let
Emad's gonna get mad. I know. Emad, can we just cut this bit for Emad? So I think that unless he finds a niche in that team, and I don't exactly know where it is, but I think it's more attacking, he may just end up as a squad player, because CDM is not his thing. CDM is not his thing.
Really?
He's an attack-minded player, but that area is crowded. Sorry, Emad.
So, are you saying United need to still go and get CDM for it to work?
Yeah, definitely. We do.
Wow.
We do. I think Neves was the
I
one that
would
we
have
should
just
have got.
got Neves. He was cheap, but now the price is going to go up.
Yeah, he's
This
amazing.
club never buys players at the right time. By the time we go back, the price has gone up, and you start to. It's just so disorganized.
And you know why that is, I reckon, as well, because not only did we not have a Fletcher and Murto in that driving seat, we had a fool in Woodward, and also Ollie didn't really have a style of football that I could latch onto. And so if you don't have a style of football that you really understand with a manager, then how do you know who is the right person? That manager says, I need a player to do this, and this. I'm not just going to patchwork my team together. I've got a gap here in skill and ability. I need to fill this gap.
But
I don't think Ollie imprinted that.
Wasn't that why Carrick was there? Carrick was a midfielder. He should have been the best person to help out there.
He should have, but he just seems very quiet, Carrick. And I didn't see a lot of what he did on that team. He was a very quiet bystander.
Guy, considering his position was like a CDM in United, you would have thought his eye and vision, he could see like this guy would be the best person who could do something like what I did. But he failed. For 3 years, he did nothing. Yeah,
and so it's that coaching setup, the whole coaching setup, which just wasn't working. It's not only Ollie, it's the whole coaching setup.
So Carrick, is Ten Hag going to bring a team with him? He's going to bring a team with him, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he will. He will.
Because from what I'm reading in the papers, Van der Sar, I don't know how true it is, Van der Sar says that, they are prepared to give their blessings to him.
Yeah, only for £4 million as well. That's a lot, pretty much a good price, because he's got 1 year left. Yeah, it's very cheap compared to the money he could save the club in the long run as well. And I'm sure the Glazers would like that.
But the Glazers, because they don't know much either. It's just what the board presented and like, hey, sign it's the best. We think the best alternative. And like Adam said, the fan base are so impatient these days that a bad start. Oh, he's the wrong guy. He's from the Dutch league. What do they know? So it's so much toxicity among United fans.
The Dutch football is actually quite entertaining, quite good to
watch.
Think
most of United fans generation watch Dutch football? Not really.
No,
only if Ajax are in the Champions League or playing against United.
Look, we're forgetting too. This is Richard Arnold's just come in, and this is a big signing for him. You know, so so he's got to get this right. Otherwise, he will be compared. So this is big for him.
It is. There's another thing as well to consider as well. Pep Guardiola's style of football. Where does it come from?
Tiki-taka from Barcelona.
No.
Where did it come from?
Barcelona's imprint of football came from
Johan Cruyff.
Johan Cruyff is from
Holland.
Netherlands. Yeah. So it's like we're doing a full U-turn. We're going back to that original style of Dutch football, Johan Cruyff football, which Ten Hag will also know very well.
Did you enjoy tiki-taka? A lot of people found it boring.
I love it. I love tiki-taka. I like tiki-taka.
Pass you to death.
The thing is, I still play football, and we still have a tiki-taka style of football where you can basically force that team into submission by just not letting them have the ball. You just tie them down. We did it yesterday, in fact, where we had a 5-goal lead against a team through a tiki-taka style of football. So I think it's brilliant.
Adam, did you ever like tiki-taka, the Barcelona team that Pep managed back in the day that beat us in two finals?
It was beautiful to watch. Yeah. Of course. How can you not enjoy that? Like their ball movement, their thought process, they all worked for each other. It was a team that you could see. And I don't watch many other teams, but I used to love watching that team. Look, Manchester United had one of the best in 2009, 2008, 9. Yeah,
2011.
And United was considered as one of the best teams in the world. We made 3 Champions. Was it 3 Champions League finals at the time?
3 finals in 3 years.
And Barcelona wiped us off the field twice.
Both.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't even know which final was worse, 09 or 11. I don't know which was worse. I think 11 was worse.
The second one was more painful because we thought we could learn from them as to what they've done to us, but we couldn't do it. We couldn't compete with that team. The second one was painful to watch.
The first, the 2019 was even a better team because it had Eto and what's his name? He was up front. I don't know who was up front for them in 11. I don't think they even
Leo Messi was on another level to everyone,
100%.
And
we had Ronaldo, didn't we?
We had 09.
No, we did. But Fergie regrets now not by playing. He says still to this day that he should have played Kagawa. Was it Shinji Kagawa?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In 11 or 09?
Yeah.
That would have been 11, no? He joined
11,
a bit later.
Yeah, because he dropped him for the final. Yeah.
11 at Wembley, we were really poor. I'll tell you that. We were all over the place. Because we scored first. Did we score first or did we score first?
Yeah, well, see, which one was Park in? Park wasn't in.
He was supposed to be in 09. He was supposed to be 09.
Yeah, so it might have been Park I'm talking about as well.
Yes, Park. 09. Should have played 09.
09, Park, yeah. Yeah.
He said he played Carrick and Scholes, I think.
Yeah, because he never played the year before. He never played the year before and he was gutted. That's right.
Anyway,
and
I wanted to ask you, Adam, though, are you a Poch advocate?
Not really. I'm not an advocate for either, to be honest with you.
If you had a choice?
Look, the more I read, the more
you get confused.
No, I don't. Actually, I have to admit, some of the papers have really brought out some really good stuff for someone like myself that really doesn't care what manager comes in. But the more I read about both, I think Eric is really the right person for Manchester United.
I agree.
I always worry about the sentimental things that go on at Manchester United, and I really worry about, the last few years we've just gone out and gone, we'll take Moyes, we'll take Van Gaal, we'll take Mourinho, and then we'll take Ollie, just because they're quick fixes, and I think Poch is in that league as well, where, okay, we've tried to get him twice. He's done a couple of things in the Premier League, but he hasn't won anything. But, everyone in the Premier League knows who he is, so let's just go and sign him. I don't want that.
I don't want
that one. I want someone new, someone improved. I want a person that's willing to give our youth a go. I want someone that looks like he's going to run discipline straight down the dressing room. And if you don't like it, you're out the fucking door. I want to see that. Yeah, sorry.
That beef's a bit
late. I get excited. Yeah. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see that quick fix. I don't want to see that. It was like Ollie went on a run, so let's go and give him a contract. Yeah. I'm sick of seeing that.
That was a mistake. Such a mistake.
I'm reading now that Maguire could be signing again. Could be signing a new contract. These are the kind of things that keep getting us in the rear, and I'm sick of seeing it. And we're going to sign. We've done it that many times over the last few years, just giving players new contracts. And Eric Bailly is another one. We gave him a new contract.
5 years.
And he's again injured.
Not Phil Jones.
It's Phil Jones. That's probably, I nearly swore then, but I didn't. Phil Jones is another one. You know what I mean? It's just constantly the same mistake, one after each other, and I'm so overseeing it.
I see Adam's point, and it is very true. United it's like we're going through the same repetitive road all the time for quick fixes. Oh, Mourinho will win us trophies. Okay, fine, I get it. Then we had Van Gaal, the big Dutch guy. He's won everything in Barcelona, won everything in Ajax. Fine, didn't work out. Then you had Moyes. Oh, Fergie recommended, didn't work out. Then had Oli, legend of the club, didn't work out. Now, I personally would go for Ten Hag.
Do you remember as well Louis van Gaal's interviews? How weird and awkward they were. I mean, the guy was just a weird, odd job. That guy. But
remember when he fell on the floor?
Have you heard the interview with Rafael Chicharito?
No.
Rafael.
Chicharito.
And Chicharito as well.
Javier Hernandez.
Yeah,
what did
said
they say
it as well that he was the biggest weirdo they've ever played under.
He's a weirdo.
Yeah, and they really struggled with him in the dressing rooms and stuff like that. Yeah,
and how can
Rafael was big on it.
Yeah, Rafael, the Brazilian with the two brothers.
Yeah,
Fabio,
didn't he go? He shipped them out, didn't he? He shipped them both out, didn't he?
Yeah, you see, the thing is, how can you connect with a manager that you think is weird? You've got to be able to connect with your manager. Look at the relationship Klopp has with his team. Pep has with the team. You've got to be able to connect. You are a team. If you have a kind of distance from your manager, it's not going to work. The manager is part of that dressing room, part of that
group.
Core group. So the other thing as well.
I'm with Ten Hag.
Yeah. So the other thing to bear in mind, right, is that Poch has played against Klopp and Pep in the Premier League, right? If I'm not mistaken,
he's done well.
Around
Spurs, City, Liverpool.
Yeah. So he, in his psyche, will be thinking, "My God, I've got to face these guys again," and those two are dominating the league.
Yes.
Right. So imagine what Poch is thinking. Oh my God, I've got to go back and face them in the Premier League. Mm-hmm. In his mind, subconsciously, that fear is going to be there. That he's not been able to succeed against these two before. Why would he be able to do it now? Especially with a squad that is misfiring and there's a bunch of misfits. Okay. So, fresh face, fresh philosophy, fresh vision, someone that can develop youth, someone that can develop players, develop people that people don't even want, amazingly. I think that's the win-win.
I think one of the points we've got to make here too is Ralph Rangnick's going to be going into the background, and we really don't know what he's going to be doing in the background. But we've got to have someone being able to work with him as well, being able to work with Darren Fletcher, work with Ralph Rangnick. And I think Eric's that type of person. I think he can work with those, especially Ralph,
I don't think
Poch can.
I think Ralph and Ten Hag can work well together.
Yeah,
and I think
they will.
Ralph Rangnick is leaning towards Ten Hag than Poch. From what I'm seeing, I hope it works out. I think the timing of Poch, I think Poch has been like, we should have signed him before. That time has passed. I think we've missed that trend. We should kind of move on from that. That's the way I see it. And he's not done anything the last 2 years to make me say, yeah. I think that spark with Poch is kind of gone. That's why I'm let's just start afresh. Ten Hag coming from another league.
I think, yeah, exactly. You hit it nail on the head there. He's from another league. We don't know much about him. Yeah, we only know a little bit about him. We're not always watching him. And I think it'll be great. I think it would. I think it'll bring new life to Manchester United.
I think so. Well, Poch, some of the players are already familiar with him, like your friend of him, Luke Shaw. He's like, oh, my previous manager, I'm going to get a lot of preferential treatment. So he's going to, tell us, nah, my friend's back. So all that nonsense.
We're going to regress as a team if that happens.
I can see that. So I just don't need. I just think Poch is that boat is sailed. I think we've moved on from that. I think two seasons ago probably yes, but now, nah. I think it's done. I think you just go with Ten Hag, start fresh, come with new ideas, no bias, doesn't know anyone, never managed any of the previous players in the team so there's no favoritism. See what I mean?
There was something that Murto said a few days ago, because obviously he's the sporting director and Fletcher's the technical director.
Right.
And obviously those two are going to safeguard their jobs, whatever happens. We know Ragnick has been a sporting director and he's been a successful one. Right. So I think the plan is that they want to put him to a consultant advisory role and tap into his knowledge. Because he's been in the game for how long? 20, 30 years?
Right.
A long time. And he's got an eye for spotting talent.
Right.
So they're saying they want to tap into that pool of knowledge, the expertise that he has, and bring the right people to the club that will fit Ten Hag's vision and style of play.
That will work.
So it's like you've got a commander general
they
type.
They always fulfill what they're going to say. There's one thing in saying it, like they just say things to please the fans, but half the time they never do any of that. They know how to talk the talk and get all the clicks and us chasing all over the world looking for all the information on social media, but they never follow up with what they say. But like what Adam said, the new guy replacing Woodward this is a big decision for him, a very big. It's like this is a big major decision he has to get this right from, because it goes wrong now. It's like domino effect.
I mean, this club has tolerated
mediocrity. Is that what you're going to say? Vim, was that what you were about to say? Mediocrity?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've seen the comparisons made to all the big clubs around the world over the past 10 years. They've won countless trophies. City, Bayern, Liverpool, Chelsea. And we've won diddly squat almost since Fergie left. So there's a lot of heads on the chopping block if they get this wrong, because the fans are not going to keep tolerating failure.
5 years. So we're going into 6 years. Next season will be 6 years and counting, no trophies. I'm putting my hand up I'm going with Ten Hag. I think he'll be a better fit. He'll come in with a clean slate, no bars. He's not managed anyone before. No one's getting favoritism. Just take it straight from everyone's starting clean from the stretch. But Poch,
I just think on a whole, he'll work better with Ralph Rangnick, and I'm enjoying watching Ralph. To be honest with you, I as much as we're not getting wins, we're not winning games. I think the draws have been okay, even though we still see the teams come back into it through lack of defense, lack of goal scoring. You know what I mean? You do see the team working a lot better together, even though we're not finishing and we're still not. I think under Ralph we've got a better defensive record. If I'm right there,
yes,
I think we actually do.
And we've created more chances under Ralph.
That's what I mean. And usually when you see sides that create a lot of chances, the following season those chances start going in.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably for another pod, but they've put it to Ronaldo as well. They've given him a letter of what they want to see out of him, and whether people are forgetting that he's still got another year on his contract, and And in my opinion, I want to see Ronaldo there, but I also want to see him come off the bench and do something as well.
Yeah.
So,
and I think they'll have a full preseason, not joining halfway in the season or 7 games in preseason, whereby everyone starts at preseason. The manager's going to work with them in the preseason and start putting ideas and like, okay, this is how we're going to start.
The big issue you got there with Ronaldo too is if Ronaldo accepts that he's going to play off the bench, we need a major signing.
Impossible.
We need a signing. We need a 9.
They're looking at Richarlison from Everton.
Who?
Richarlison from Everton to replace Cavani.
Oh yeah, I forgot we're losing Cavani. I actually forgot that one.
One of the star players for Ten Hag is that guy called Anthony, plays out on the wing, Brazilian guy. He looks like Richarlison, funnily enough. And Ten Hag likes Richarlison because he's got that same type of physicality, strength, speed, and aggression.
Right.
And that suits what he wants to do.
Right.
So if you can't get Anthony, I think he wants to bring Anthony over. He'll go for Richarlison, but Anthony plays out in the right wing.
Right.
Richarlison playing attack. Can you imagine that how deadly that right side will be with those two?
Right. I'm going to ask you guys a question. Adam, if Ten Hag comes in, how does he implement Van der Beek?
Look, I think Van der Beek probably 100% suits his style. So I don't think he needs to implement anything because Pogba will be gone. I believe Pogba won't be around. Again, we've got to talk about having 2 players for each position, and I suppose he will be there for Bruno because that was the idea in the first place.
Yep.
But I don't know if he's actually setting Everton on fire, is he? I mean, not that I've watched him a couple of times.
Facing relegation at the moment, mate.
That's what I mean. They did win last game, Everton.
Yeah.
That was a big win for them to.
You do manage. They're managed by Frank Lampard.
I don't believe it'll be tough for him to implement Van der Beek into the side because he's used to that Dutch way of playing. So it'd be a bonus to have him back, but I'm sure he'll have to bring that physical. Even though I thought he probably could play 6, but then it was just patchwork again. Exactly. He probably just needs to bring that physical bit to his game, but I don't think Bruno's real physical either.
No, he's not. So, people don't realize he's not he's always on the floor half the time. If you look, he's always on the floor
and complaining. So
holding ankle.
I think it would suit him. And obviously at Ajax, he would have known him as a junior as well. So
Van der Beek was central to the Champions League campaign for Ajax.
Yeah, he was
under Ten Hag, and so so he will know exactly what type of football he wants.
Yeah.
And if you're playing possession-based football, tiki-taka, one-touch type of passing, total football they probably call it, Van der Beek's going to fit that perfectly. He does that. Exactly. He swarms around the pitch. So I think he's perfect for that team going forward under Ten Hag. I think Bruno is going to have to change his game.
Yeah. All that risky passing risky passing, losing the ball, trying to lock long balls. You've got to cut all that out.
He looks like he's doing rap dancing, doesn't he? Look at him. I can't wait for him to watch this back.
That's funny.
See the ball over.
But Adam, you agree Ten Hag will be a better fit than Poch?
Oh, 100%. Poch, Ten Hag, yeah. I just think he'll work better with everyone. And I don't think he's that type of manager that'll go into talk to the Glazers or whoever he talks to and they say to him, no, you can't have that player, you got to have this player. I think there's got to be, I think everyone's just got to come together,
Right.
Everyone's got to come together at Manchester United for him to be successful. And you can't tell me that the Glazers don't want him to be successful because it'll just hurt their brand. So, and fans are getting tired of it. They're getting to the stage where they're just going, well, I'm over this. Look, the new age fans, you even read online that, I might go for somebody else. I've got to go for somebody else. It's like, fuck, you're doing my head in.
And you remember, we still got a lot of loan players coming back. We've got Martial, we got Diallo, we got Pelistri. We have a lot of loan players out, which is people forget. We still got players who were coming back for the preseason. So
no, I'll be honest with you. I don't want Martial back.
No, I think he's.
I don't want Martial back. And look, I've got nothing against French players, but it seems to be the French players that cause trouble. And I know I'm not saying I don't want any more French players at Manchester United, but for God's sakes, man, just give us a rest at the moment. It's like no different to Mark Bosnich. You know, we haven't had an Australian player. We haven't had an Australian player since Mark Bosnich at Manchester United. You know,
so
and he was just a
would you
party
recommend
boy.
any? Would you recommend any at the moment?
Tim Cahill.
He was Everton. I'll bring out retirement.
He might be coming out of retirement. That's for sure.
He could play. He could play Pogba's position. Attacking.
Yeah.
Mate, he used to give Manchester United heaps, mate. I'll tell you.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Same with Mark Viduka when Harry Kewell.
Yeah,
at Leeds, mate, and even at Liverpool with Harry Kewell.
Harry Kewell was a very skillful player.
Yeah, that's that. Like Mark Viduka, mate, he was cracker for Leeds. You know?
Leeds, yeah, I remember it then. Didn't he get a hat trick in one game? I can't remember who it was against.
Yeah.
O'Leary was the manager then, if I remember, when Viduka got his hat trick. I remember that game very clearly in my mind. So, Vimal, me and Adam, you've agreed, Ten Hag is actually the better fit going forward for United. I just can't see Poch take United any further than he's done with Spurs or a bigger budget, yeah, but I just can't see. I think he's not done enough to change my mind. Even a PSG still, you know what I mean?
I agree, but there is a problem. You see, I mean, I think Fletcher Moto is saying that we are going to be interviewing other candidates.
And who else? Luis Enrique?
Well, I don't know. And
you got Luis Enrique, and you've got the manager from Seville,
Julio Iglesias.
Is that how you say it? I didn't want to say. I know it's Julio. It's Lupigi. Mate, don't knock Julio Iglesias because I love his music. My mum used to play it all the time. And I still play a couple of his songs.
Yeah,
he's a musician. Anyway, but
you're talking about Julian Lopetegui. So what I was saying is that
Lopetegui. Is that how you say it? Lopetegui.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So they're saying they're looking at other candidates. Now,
I think they're using it as a bluff. It's just a bluff.
Yeah. I think so. But also, what if Ten Hag says, "Well, no, this is not the club for me." Then they'll go for Poch, and they'll dress it up as no, Poch was our number one, whereas in fact he's our number two choice. You know how United are.
They're so arrogant. They when someone turns them down, they'll spin it around like, oh, you know what?
But he's obviously interested if they've interviewed him on Monday. Like that story just doesn't come out, do they?
I don't believe that for one bit.
You don't believe they've interviewed him on Monday?
I don't think they've interviewed anybody. I think they're just full of.
No, it's on Sky Sports, and Fabrizio Romano has also confirmed it. He was there.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he was there. Yeah,
and that's a good start then.
Yeah.
So when is Poch pulling up?
Poch is just trying to board the ferry from Paris. Yeah, you'll have to go through the Europe
across the English Channel.
I'm not impressed with Poch. I'm just not impressed with Poch. I've seen him at Spurs, seen him at PSG, seen him at Southampton. I just don't see what he could do to bring United to where they should be. I just can't see it.
My biggest problem with Poch, and like I said, he couldn't manage PSG. Look, even though they're 12 points clear, they've got through talent. And I don't believe he's been able to get the best out of Messi either, because I don't think Messi's even scored. Countryman. I think Messi's only scored a few goals this season.
Yeah.
So, he hasn't been able to. Is it 6? I don't even think it's 6. Yeah. So he hasn't even been able to get the best out of Messi.
Nope.
And so.
But Messi's 37 or 36 now?
34. I think 35.
I thought there's only a year difference between him and Ronaldo.
I think it's going to be 36 this year. I think it's only 35.
And
He will be quite
Ronaldo's
fit.
looked after himself. You know, he's in
Messi looks after
absolute.
himself. I think he does.
But he's still looks. He doesn't look like he's. I'm sure he's fit and he can run, but he's not as toned, as athletic as Ronaldo.
He's a shorter
And I
guy. He
think
has a low center of gravity. That's why.
yeah,
he
but in
doesn't
your
fall
prime
over
years, by having that fitness and that core strength, it will carry you further in terms of career. I don't think Messi has that, and I think he's now going to start to drop off
34
heavily.
he is.
34. So it's quite a big difference.
Turns 35 in June.
Yeah, so he'll be 35 this year.
Unless he falls deep and becomes more of a playmaker.
More like,
like a Pirlo type.
More like a quarterback, kind of like
like a Pirlo.
CDM.
Yeah, because Pirlo, I think, played till quite a late age, and that in that deeper role by picking up those amazing passes. The creativity was just.
Messi still have the legs for it though, because as a CDM, you just sit back and run a bit and distribute the ball.
Yeah,
he's still he's still an intelligent player. You know, he's very intelligent.
Yeah, I think more of a deep playmaker, but he's not the tackler type. So he would need a strong CDM next to him to do the tackles, and he does distribution, which he can, and he does those pinpoint passes. But that's Messi's career.
Right. So if this guy's been interviewed, I think United need to make the decision. All this trying to stretch everything out long. I bet United they might know who they want, because United they like to make this whole drama and make this hoo-ha. We're going through the process.
I have heard that it will be announced in a couple of weeks.
Really? That's good. That is good.
Yeah, I've heard that. But Vimal seems to think no. I mean, no. What's his name? Bloody Emad. Emad seems to think it's not going to happen.
It does.
Yeah. No, what's not going to happen? Hiring of Ten Hag?
United are so disorganized.
No, announcing it in a couple of weeks.
I won't be surprised. They're so disorganized.
I think that behind the scenes they will recruit him, but they can't announce it until the season's officially over, because it would derail Ajax's campaign.
100%. But the season doesn't end. The season's not ending in a few weeks. The season ends in about a month and a half. Yeah, we're not even in April yet.
Yeah, but that was a question I posed to you.
Does the Dutch league finish same time as our league?
It
does. So I think that's when.
So there's 10 weeks to go. Is there 10 weeks to go?
That's nearly 2 months, mate. Nearly 2 months.
Well, we don't finish till May, so.
So that's 2 months' time, though, not a few weeks. So they can't announce it before the season ends.
So what about the other candidates then?
Exactly.
What do you guys think of the other candidates in the running?
Luis Enrique and the guy from the Sevilla guy. Just forget that.
Julio Glazers. Vimal.
I want to come to Man United.
So we've come to the conclusion. We've all agreed.
Look, put it this way: if we get the guy from Seville, we're in the Champions League.
No, we.
The Europa League. The Europa League. We'll win the Europa.
But wasn't it? Yeah. We probably will be able to win the Europa League with the guy. But they got knocked out. But Marcel played against West Ham on yesterday or last week. They got knocked out at Upton Park at West Ham. West Ham knocked them out of the Europa League, and the fans were upset with Marcel for not scoring. Typical.
Didn't they? When they're looking at the manager of Spain, who is it now?
Current Spain manager. I don't know.
Yeah, Luis Enrique is the Spanish manager.
Yeah, that's the current Spain manager.
Okay, so that's one guy they've been considering as well.
Yeah.
Luis Enrique, he got fired at Barcelona.
Did he?
Yeah, he got fired at Barcelona.
Yeah, but he's won the Champions League. He's won the Spanish League as well. So, but he's a good candidate to throw out there. That's for sure.
He
had very good teams, and he's done it all as well.
He had a team that had Suarez, Neymar, and Messi at the front three. With that, your job is literally half done, or 75% done.
Yeah, but again, we're talking about Poch not being able to manage these big players.
Yeah, I heard this.
Luis Enrique was able to do that.
True.
So he was able to get the best out of these big players. Poch hasn't been able to. So I actually put Luis Enrique probably above Poch. Because for me, that's what it's all about. Manchester United are always going to have big players, regardless whether they come out of youth and into the first team.
Yep.
You know, they're always got to look what's happened to Mason. You know, like, he's a kid that was 18, 19 years old. He got too far ahead of himself, and we never had managers or anything to be able to, you know,
exactly
keep him on the straight and narrow.
I'm with Adam.
You know, so
I'll put Enrique ahead of Poch. So I'm going to go and have lose Enrique.
And the thing is that the club knew about Mason's problems as well, that they didn't really help rein him in or guide him. Because I think as a coach, you've got to look at for the welfare of your players.
This is always
100%. And this is what I want. I want a manager that can control our players first and foremost, you know,
and keep them on the right track.
That's exactly right, you know. And that's a big issue with Manchester United at the moment. We can't control our players. They've got too much to say on social media or wherever it is. They've just got too much to say. And 100%. I don't want to hear it. I don't care whether these younger fans want to hear. We're all the same age, okay?
Yeah.
The last thing I want to see is some player apologising after a game, whether it's their team or not. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. I want to see what you do on the pitch. That's all I care about. That's 100%. All I care about.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Vimal, do you have any last words?
Well, I mean, for a small blip, I think they were looking at the other Ralph as well, Hassan Hutel. But I don't think that would be a good choice.
Nah, we need to move on for that one.
Yeah.
that was not going to work. Adam, any last words?
No, not really. I just, like I said before, I just want, this is going to be a big decision for Manchester United. I want a manager that comes in and controls his players first and foremost. And I just want to see a manager come in and, you know, put a system in place, because there still really isn't a system. I just want to see Manchester. I'm not even worried about the trophies at this stage. I just want to see consistency. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to see. I just want to see a Manchester United side that goes out there, gives everything, not walk around the pitch, see players walking around the pitch, not see players complaining about every single thing. You know, I want my old Manchester United back. That's what I really, really want.
Oh, yeah.
So one final thing as well. One final thing is that whoever they're interviewing, the club's remit is going to be saying to the recruitees, the goal is to basically take on Pep and Klopp and their style of football.
100%.
Their style of football is quite fast attacking, possession based football, and that's what Ten Hag does.
Yeah,
it's all possession based. So that's the only way you can really counter those teams. So
that is 100%.
I hope it's Ten Hag. I hope we get him.
I hope it's Ten Hag. Well, on that note, gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure on this chat today in reference to who should be United's next coach in reference to Poch or Ten Hag. Those were the two we talked about today. And from all indications, it seems we're all leaning in the direction of Ten Hag. I hope it is. I wish it is. I believe it should be. Considering what Vimal has just said, I think it's the best option for Man United. But from all of us, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on all the social media platforms. Adam, an absolute pleasure once again. Hopefully we'll see you again very soon. Thank you very much for your time, brother.
No problem.
Vimal, thank you very much, bro. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you guys soon. We'll catch
up. Are we
up.
doing the usual?
Yeah, we'll do the usual.
Well, wait a sec. You've got a couple of them now. We don't know what you're going with.
Which one are we going with now?
What have we got? We've got Sui and the Buoy.
What else we got? You just say just sing Ten Hag out of this one.
All right, go on then.
Hag.
Ten Hag.
All right, guys. I'll see you guys soon.
Take care.
Right, take care. Bye.
See you, boys.
All right.